Hello everyone, Dobby's here. It's the next installment of Stitch With Me Chronicles, and today we're stitching on To Better See You With by Misty Woke Up, charted by the Cross Stitch Studio, and for a second we had company here. So I didn't know if you would see that, but she got off the window, but there was just like a Batman shape in here because Peppa was sitting on the windowsill, and basically she was just like casting a shadow in here. So today is day 58 at least of my last week of work before holidays. I don't know what it's like for you, but for me it's just like the last week before holidays is just the worst and the longest week ever. Oh god, as you can see I have my Q-snap, but there was a cat, so we moved that a bit. But it's just like soon I'll be in Ireland, so I thought that stitching on this one. Wait, I have a charging cable here. Let me just move it so it's off the way. So you're going to be shaky for a second, but now it should be fine. Yeah. So, I thought that it would be pretty fitting to just stitch on this one with a bit of green. I really didn't want to get you for another adventure with lots of this 3756, I think this one is. So let's hope that this super pale green is going to be a bit better, but the weather today is just like getting so much on my nerves. Let me just turn on the light on this side and just try to put it here, because the overcast is absolutely tragic. So I do hope that you can see anything, and now with there's not going to be too much of a shadow in general. So yeah, so that's again, as I'm going to be in Ireland when you are watching that, greens can be fitting, but I do hope that there is going to be a bit of more of life in the greens that I'm going to be experiencing there, because this one is just like, this is like, so we're stitching on the top part of the ear, and it's not the wolf's ear yet as such. It's kind of like the greenish, it's not shadowing, but it's a kind of transition from like the sky going to the trees to get to the wolf's ear shape. So we're going to be working a bit on the greens when I basically just, because I got just so super bored and super annoyed by this one, just like, I hate stitching white on white. So I was just like, I am trying to, when I stitch on that, I usually just stitch on some of the more colorful colors, so something that I can see a bit better. And then I'm trying to do at least one length of this color and just like put something in. So it's not that I'm working only on that or only on that, but I'm just trying to move that so it's not only like the fun part, but I can also do the boring part. And it is going to be growing from both sides. So yeah, let's see how long this is going to be going, because there is a lot of this super light sky, and it scares me a bit. But hey ho, we can do that. I'm super sorry. I think that I just shook you, because because of the weather today, everything is just like super close. So I have the lamp, the holder for my phone is just underneath the lamp. So my face is far too close to the phone. So it may happen from time to time that I'm going to just like hit you with my glasses. And you will get some shakes. So please let me know if that was super annoying. I hope that we all survived. No concussions. No like seasickness and so on. Again, of course, we are just getting into some trouble straight away. Where are you? This is the problem, that when you cannot... Ah, yeah, I think that I got it. My thread just started pulling on a thread that was somewhere there behind. And it's just like, I don't know if you can notice that, but this color, because at the moment I'm using 3813, it looks kind of even paler than normally. And this is because when I work using the super light colors, apart from just like this one, for example, or like blank, or B5200, but anything that is just like super pale, I like to condition that a bit. And unfortunately, because I still have somewhere, normally I do not condition my my threads, because I think that in the I work on a 22 count usually, and the holes in the 22 count are big enough that they do not fluff the thread too much. And also, as you can see, the weather is also hitting me in the head. And again, I hit the phone. Okay, if you heard 2 horses, that was actually 2 cats. So yeah, the weather is definitely impacting me. And I just like feel so slow today, so I do hope that anything that I'm saying makes sense. But yeah. So normally I don't condition my threads, but with these light ones I always think that they are a bit fluffier in general, and sometimes they just annoy me. So I like to put a bit of conditioner on that. However, I still have somewhere like probably 3/4 of my thread heaven. So the OG. But for the sake of me, I completely cannot remember where I put it. It's definitely in a very good place, but I wish I knew where this good place is. So I needed to pull something out, and I took out my beeswax for that. So let me just grab it. It should be somewhere here. Do I have it still here? Yes. So I grabbed this one, you know, this one, and it reminded me why I am not using beeswax for my threads, because I absolutely hate it. I absolutely hate it. However, I was just like, you know, I was getting efficient, and I used that on more than one thread. So now I'm struggling with that, and I feel that it kind of dulled the shine, and the thread is not so nice anymore. So in a moment, maybe when we change to another color, after we are done with this one, I am going to show you what I found, because I was looking at this, what it's called now, magic thread, but that thing is so bloody expensive here. And not only is it expensive, I would need to wait for the delivery for like almost a week. And of course, we are stitchers. We want it now for our stitching. So I needed something different. And I got reminded about something that I learned when it was announced that Thread Heaven is not going to be produced anymore, and everyone started panic buying. The prices were just crazy. So I was just like, no, I'm not going to do that, because I don't use it so often, and I have no idea for how long it actually can last when it's not in use. I didn't want to invest millions of monies, then just have it sitting somewhere for a couple of years just to take it out and find out that it is unusable. So, okay, again, we have somebody singing to us. So I just started checking online, asking for alternatives and so on. And I was super surprised to learn that basically what we had in Thread Heaven was, in terms of what it had inside, was super similar to the components of the regular silicone ear stoppers. So I went to Amazon because, of course, my tiny village is far too far from any kind of pharmacy. If you need something just like that stupid, like ear stoppers. Jesus, I feel that I'm just like bumping you all the time. I'm super sorry. So I went to Amazon, and for like €4 got a packet of these ones, and as you can see here, I already used this one. So these are the ones that are moldable, so you can just like squish them and mold them to any shape you want. So usually just so they fit your ear. But here it's just like, as you can see, it is very, very delicate silicone, and when you run your thread through that, you are just like you're getting rid of the unnecessary fluffiness, but it doesn't make it as the beeswax. It makes it like stiff, and it's kind of gets like the, yeah, like waxed thread that you use, for example, for sewing leather. So with the silicone one, you just run it through that, and it does what it should, but without any side effects that would affect like the how you work with the thread or how the thread feels and so on. So now definitely how you work, because it just like makes it smoother, and this extra fluff that is not needed is gone. So if you look for a cheap alternative, I can really recommend it. I don't know how professional it is, but it does the job for me. I never had any issues with I don't know, later with washing my pieces or something. No problem. And also, as this is look for the ones that are medically approved. So you have you don't need to be worried that I know what's happening. I am not bumping the phone, but I am bumping the cable, because it's just like, sorry, I'm just going to give you a few shakes, but now it should be stabilized. So if you had the ones that are like medically approved, they shouldn't be crumbling. So it's also good, because I had a case, and I had a case actually with a piece of thread heaven at some point, that because I wasn't running that in the box, but I was just like getting a tiny piece and just running that through my thread and so on, and it was crumbly. It was crumbly a bit, so I didn't like it so much. With these ones, so far no issues. And I'm saying so far because just like I already had a pack of them that I bought ages ago, and they are still good. But again, the moment when I want to use it, because I don't use it so often, it's just gone. Completely gone. So yay me. Needed to spend extra 4 euros on the pack of 8. So I think that it's a kind of good investment when you think at the like size and so on. I think that this cats, are you okay? Hello. I'm just like being watched at the moment with the huge eyes. Okay, but the sister is calling, so maybe just so I think in terms of size / weight, the pack of 8 is like 1.5 to times bigger than like the Thread Magic. I have no idea what the Thread Magic is because I never used that, so I don't know if that's similar to Thread Heaven, but Thread Heaven definitely for this 8 pack, I think that it was like 3 boxes of Thread Heaven. And for Thread Magic at the moment I would need to pay about 15 euros for a pack, and I think that over 4 euros for delivery, so it's like almost 20 euros, and for like 1/5 of the price I have that. So I am already, it's just like, you know, I have cats, I don't have children, I won't have children, so whatever I'm stitching is for me, it's not going to be like an heirloom piece. I don't think so. So basically, in the future, if my choice of CXC threads or the silicone ear stoppers instead of thread conditioner, if these choices are going to prove wrong, oh well. I do hope that it's not going to happen within this 30 years of my planned stitching time still. Just into some very, very unspecified future. If at all. Because who knows, maybe just like it's a perfect solution and I don't need to worry about anything. I don't worry about it. That's so. We're good here. But it's just like I am struggling so much with the lighting today. It's so... everything feels so grey. And the thing is that this weather is kicking me so much in the butt because I am super sensitive to weather changes. But if it goes from like super sunny to rainy, I'm fine. I am going to be like a bit sleepy and so on, but if it starts going the other way around and the changes are sudden, usually I end up with a massive migraine and it is not fun. So I was sure that it was going to happen today because there was a massive headache. But after like a long break, then a long nap after a long nap under the cat, because Peppa at the moment, I have just like one blanket that she loves in combination with me. So the second when I just like sit down or lie down and I pull this blanket over myself, I don't know if she recognizes the sound or I have no idea, like a special nap instinct. She is there in 3 seconds and she's basically on me and she's starting her biscuit making business on me. So today that was the same. I just like lied down, you know, covered eyes to avoid any sun, any light, so I could shush the potential migraine away. And suddenly I just like feel plonk on me. Biscuit started. I fell asleep and I woke up like after an hour, I think. And she was just like lying on me. I was lying on the side. And she was lying on me lengthwise. She was just the happiest girl in the world. I love these cats so much. I love them both. But Millie is completely like not a cuddly type. She definitely kind of, after 3 years, accepted now that I entered their lives and I'm staying. So she comes for pets, but she does not come for cuddles only. her main human, so my boyfriend, is sometimes grazed. So he gets a blessing of mealy cuddles that usually last about 30 seconds. And sometimes when you are just doing something, Millie is next to you, but just outside of your reach. So we are laughing that Millie, as they were growing up in pandemic, and that Millie is practicing the social distance cuddles. So if you're sitting somewhere and she will sit somewhere next to you, we're laughing that this is Millie cuddles, and this is all that you can count on. Okay, so I finished this one thread, and I still have one. As you can see, I just like moved. I created like the most basic floss cards for like tiny bits. I have this like floss organizers, but floss cards somehow feel easier to manage, especially when you have just like so many colors. I think that in this specific one it's like 136 or something, don't remember now, but I didn't want to just like play with the organizer. And basically with this floss cards, it's just like I'm taking one length of the specific color, and then I just use it up, throw it to the bag with the project bag and so on. So yeah, I think that I'm going to continue with this color, and just like I'm trying to find this space, because I am coming to here, and then I kind of try to go back and fill that in a bit. So I'm just going into both directions here. So we just like went down here, and now I'm wondering if I should just take care of this part or just go here. Let's see, let me have a look at the... No, it's just like there's going to be like a bigger part without 3813. So I think that I'm going to start going this way, and it should be just like enough. One strand is going to be enough to just fill in this tiny part. I know that I am overcomplicating this kind of planning. However, it's just like I like seeing my project growing in some way, at least, because with this huge beast, I don't know when I'm going to see anything bigger, truly. So I am taking any kind of sign of progress. So we are now going here a bit. And I have to tell you that it's just like I don't know why, because I am like a loop person, but somehow I got inspired to take one of my Q snaps, and this is like the bigger one, and I also have extensions on this one. Because in my naivete. I was naive enough. I thought that maybe I can just like get to the half of the project in this big one. And I cannot show you even the whole one at the moment. No, it wasn't enough, but at least I can just have the one peak of the ear there, so I can work on that without needing to move the hoop and so on. So I'm pretty happy that I chose it. And I was just like, okay, let's see how's that going to. I think that I used only like a smaller one on my library stand. So it's just like, okay, let's see how the bigger one is going to work. And I have to tell you that I absolutely love it. And sitting here on my sofa, I have my top hand here, and the arm is on the armrest of the sofa. The right hand that I had below the project is resting on my lap, so it's pretty comfy with that. So, but still, it's just like I would like to change this sofa to something different. It is pretty old, and as much as there is nothing wrong with it, my problem is that it is used basically by me only, and only for stitching. So it's me who spent time on that. And the thing is that this sofa has, this is just like this, one of the IKEA sofas with the like these cushions behind your back. They are not attached to anything, and the cushion that is underneath my bum, it's also not attached to anything, because it's like a bed sofa that you can just like open and make into a bed. So when I sit on it for longer than like 5 minutes, basically and I don't even need to just like do some strange movement or anything, but the part below me starts sliding forward. So of course the cushions that are behind my back start getting into the created gap. So usually after my stitching session, I need to reorganize the whole sofa thing because it looks dreadful. Plus, it's just like, it is a sofa that is designed for 2 people to sit on, but I think that it was designed for 2 very skinny Scandinavian people. So when I want to sit on it in any other position than like facing straight forward, it's just too short for anything else. And I was thinking about getting a sofa, even something more basic, but that at least the cushions would be a bit more stable. And if I I always need, but if I want, I could take a comfortable nap on that. I still nap on it, but you should see these pretzel positions that I'm taking on it to fit somehow. So I would like to have something that I can lie on, that can still be open to a bed. Excuse me, milady. Sorry, I'm just like observing Peppa, who is in a full raccoon mode. And she's just about to steal something. I don't know what she's going to steal. Probably I'm going to be seeing her opening one of my drawers where I have my like the journaling stuff. So I have lots of stickers in there and like small trinkets of any kind and so on. And she loves just like digging through that drawer, finding things, stealing things. Very often she loves opening drawers in general. And she has a fantastic ability to open the cupboards that even have a lock and a key inside, and we still don't know how she's doing that because she's somehow pressing on the door. I have like the old credenza that I got from my boyfriend's grandma, and so it's old, but it's solid wood. So I have no idea how she's just like pressing on the door somehow that she opens it. But when you look at the lock, this thing inside the lock is still in the lock position. So, and we're observing her and we still have no idea how she can do it. So on any other cupboards, we have like the baby locks, the magnetic baby locks. So when this fluffy lady wants to get a snack, she cannot do it on her own. But yeah, like a tiny raccoon really. And her tail even looks raccoonish, so we always laugh that there must have been some cross-breeding, cross-species breeding a few generations ago that left her with the tail and the abilities. But I think that she decided there is nothing worth stealing. She just went through my shelf when I have my project bags. One of them is just like leads from my desk to the credenza, so she basically, the cats are using that as a portal. I decided that I need to learn to live with that, because just trying to convince them not to do that is just nope. So at the moment she's on top of the credenza. They have like a few blankets in there, and this is like a perfect spot for her. She loves sleeping there when I'm working, and apparently now she decided that she won't be able to get my attention for too long as well. So she just like plopped and went to sleep now. You can see her ears from here when I look up. I just realized, and I don't know if this is, I would need to watch back the video. I realized that when I'm stitching on a stand, Sometimes it happens that I just, when I check, especially like the place where I am and so on, I kind of tap on the stitches from the top and so on, so as if to make them a bit more solid. Yeah, exactly. Why, what for, have no idea. Okay, we'll just closing the tail on this side soon. Sometimes you just don't know what you're doing. And again, bumping the phone with my glasses. I'm sorry. I moved the I think that I moved the Q snap a bit, so it's a bit askew, and now as I'm trying to lean to that, I am closer to the phone again, and my glasses are very much in the way. So I already have the video scheduled. This is the first one that I am recording, but probably it's going to be the second one that you are going to see. So I already started preparation for my absence, so you are not being left without your weekly dose of Dobby. And I have to, but I don't know if I just should start talking about that now, or should I just leave that for the update video? But yeah, basically this is nothing solid yet, so I can just start talking about that now. So I started slowly planning things for 2025, like stitchy things. So I am probably going to have like 2 with go boards, one for full coverage and one for non-full coverage, and I do hope that I will find something doable in general, because at the moment when I just started putting the projects and the numbers for these projects for my full coverages, I think that I'm pretty ambitious. I know that this is doable in general, even if I like if the numbers that are called for this specific project, for this specific month, sorry, are going to show me like 2 projects with these higher numbers of stitches that I want to get in. But I think that at the end of the year I am going to have a look at the numbers once again and decide if everything is still doable, because I really don't want to start doing things like a whip go and so on and just like decide that it puts too much pressure on me and on my stitching, so I can abandon stitching for a period of time because I feel too pressurized. And I was also thinking, but this is something that I am really, really on the fence about, very much on the side of a fence saying no, but I would need your help on that, because I absolutely love just watching people doing challenges and so on, and being in groups. And I would really like from next year to start thinking about going to some retreats and so on. And I would really love to visit some retreats in the UK, because this is there are definitely many more happening that in my area somehow, and I can combine going to a retreat in the UK with visiting my parents and so on. And I live here, not so far from the cheap airlines airport, so that's also not so annoying. So that would be amazing, and it would be amazing to meet some of the people that I've been watching on FlowsTube and so on, and just be with like-minded people, stitch together or just chat together, because we know that retreats are not necessarily about stitching. There's a socializing mostly, and spending money, of course, because if you have vendors, just be prepared. So I would like to do that, but basically the only way to get to know about them is to be in the Facebook groups, because usually when I get the info about a retreat that I would be interested in, before I get that info from like a third party, usually the list is full, and without Facebook and just being in this group, usually you just like cannot even get the form to let them know that you're interested. So I am very much considering at the moment if I should rejoin Facebook or not. Just like, I think that Facebook is definitely some kind of like devil's invention, and definitely not the fun one. But it also can just take you to fun places like stitchy retreats, so maybe that would be worth checking. What do you think? Is it possible to just like be on Facebook, but I would like to be on Facebook as Covered in Floss, not with my name, surname, and so on. So I don't want people from my elementary school to suddenly find me and just like try to be friends with me and hitting me with, "Hey girl, I have an amazing business opportunity for you." I want it to be like crafty and crafty only. Do you think it is possible to just like have an account as Covered in Floss and basically use that only for joining stitchy groups, connecting with stitchy friends, and so on? Did you do something like that, or do you know anyone who did that? If you are on Facebook, can you just check if that would be possible and let me know? Because I really don't know whom to ask without making an account first. So, yeah. So if you know, please let me know. And if that's possible, I'm going to tell you that I'm on Facebook now, so you can just send me a friend request if you want and so on, and you can let me know what groups are awesome and it's worth joining them because it's super fun. That would be perfection. Because I am on here and on Instagram only, and there is enough of enabling here and there. But the only thing that I am really missing is the aspect of the retreats that are advertised in the Stitcher groups usually. And I'm just getting giddy just thinking about the possibility of being in one of the Stitcher groups. For Stitcher groups, no. Being in the Stitcher retreats. I know that my Irish holidays are going to be absolutely awesome. But just like I feel a bit of FOMO that I'm not going to be at Stitch Basel this year. And just like, we have a chat and the girls just started talking who is arriving when, at what time, and I am sitting there just looking at the chat like a character from a Dickens novel, looking inside a warm house of other people. So yeah, but I'm not complaining. Ireland awaits. I am super surprised because it's just like there was lots of work, as always, just before holidays. So I didn't even have time yet to start packing, or at least make lists of the things that I need to pack. And I am a panic packer, meaning that I need to start like 2 weeks before, because otherwise I will be in panic, like real panic mode. But it was not possible. So, good luck to my boyfriend during the upcoming weekend. I got myself like a really nice rain jacket at least. I was complaining about the me buying clothes during the last Stitch With Me. So I'm super happy to tell you that at least I managed to find a really nice rain jacket just in case. And as I have a rain jacket, so probably I'm going to go to Ireland to experience the most gorgeous weather with not a single drop of rain. Oh, and the last time I was telling you that after this obesity clinic consultation, that they told me that I need to first address a few other things before they can offer anything to me. I had my first session with a nutrition therapist, and I have to tell you that as amazing as the lady is, that was heavy. That was heavy. And I was talking to my regular therapist about that, and I told her that just like, you know, as I told you before, you will never get rid of me. You would need to change your email, your phone number, your address, because I never want to go through the experience of the first therapy session again. So the thing is that it's just like, it's not that it was bad in any ways and so on, quite the opposite. But, you know, I am working with my regular therapist. I've been working with her for 6 years now. I think 6 years. Yeah, I think 6 years. And so she knows me. She knows what is happening and so on, and very often it's just like I am like hinting on something, and she knows exactly what is happening in my head and so on. So it's kind of, I got so comfortable with her that the first session with another therapist, even if that's just like, you know, I am staying with my regular therapist, I'm not going to change that. So the nutritional therapist would be only for my eating disorder. But still, the first sessions in general, this is like a kind of consultation. So both sides are just like getting to know each other and so on. But of course, this is also the time when you are asked about the whole history. And just talking about that again, even if that's just like, you know, I'm definitely healing, and things are much better than when I started with my other therapist. So it's easier to talk a few things. It's easier to connect the dots in that. I see more connections between the events in my life and the things that are happening with me, or have been happening with me, or were happening with me. But still, it's just like when you are to kind of compress it into a file with data that is digestible for another person within like 50 minutes to an hour, depending on how long the sessions last. It is heavy. It is heavy. But still, I'm super happy that I decided to do that today. Went into action straight away, because still cautiously, but I am a bit optimistic, you know, that may be something. I already just like booked 2 more sessions with her, and after that we're going to decide if we will work together, how we will work together, and so on. So yeah, basically I just like realized that before my first therapy ever, I did not know what to expect. So tell me, would you like to hear something about what is it like to start therapy, to be in therapy, and so on. What is it like to be under a psychiatrist care? What is it like to be on antidepressants and so on? Let me know. I wish that I had somebody who was experiencing the things that I am experiencing, so I could ask at the beginning, because first, asking for help is scary. It is super scary, and I know that. But it is also rewarding. The next steps, however, even though you are just like getting help and so on, it is still something that is unknown. So it can also just add up a bit to the general stress that you already have in your life. So maybe if I share my experience, that can help somebody. Let me know, because as you can see, I'm extremely open. And I think that we need to talk about mental health much more. And we definitely need to remove the stigma, because hiding things and hiding yourself in any way doesn't help anyone, and definitely doesn't help you. So let me know. I can just do a dedicated Stitch with me to talk about therapy and treatment in general. Also, as you know, I was in a psychiatric clinic twice. It was an open ward, so it is also something different. However, this is another thing that I wish I had somebody that I could ask questions to before I started, because I really didn't know what to expect, and I know that every place and every country is different. Oh God. But maybe when I share my experience, and if you think that this is something that you would need, or you would like to seek help through, maybe it's going to be a bit easier for any of you. So just ask. Never hesitate. Okay, I'm in this place. But I think that I am going to finish this thread and I'm going to go and make myself some tea and maybe start stitching on something new. No, not a new start. I had a new start today. One is enough. So, yeah. Good, my lovely people. I am finishing this thread. I will be finishing my stitching. Or maybe I'll just do the other one, the other length, but off camera already. So I do hope that you have an amazing time and that the weather, wherever you are, treats you a bit better than the weather I am experiencing here treats me. That you have fantastic time and a lot of stitchy time, and that my absence when I am on holidays is going to go smoothly with the videos that I'm going to schedule, so you won't even miss me. But I am coming back home on the 29th, so on the 30th I have planned to film my update. So you will see what I was doing during my holidays, what was my iris stitching there. I don't have anything dedicated and so on. But as we are going to spend a lot of time in the car, and I am able to stitch in the car, I am really hoping that I will come back with a lot of progress. Do you hear the icky kicking in the background? I think there is a fly somewhere and the cats are hunting. So I really hope that I will come back with a lot of progress. So keep your fingers crossed and have a lot of stitchy time. Don't miss me. I'll be back. Thank you so much. Bye bye.